Hello YouTube and welcome to GrunfWorks. In this episode of Kerbal Engineering we have a treat for you. By now you have probably seen that we have launched a confidential ship in our Interplanetary Voyage, which was essentially a Dreamchaser equipped with the Alcubierre Drive. And today, in today's episode, I will be showing you how to build it. The whole episode is shown roughly in 2 times acceleration because, it takes a while until you build it and stuff, and I was doing some trials, failures. As you can see, I have started with a different cockpit. I was using OPT, then I was trying to see what engines I would use, so then I decided, okay, I'm gonna use this kind of engine mount. I will use a small cargo bay, and then let's see, I will put dual small spark engines. The rest will be for undocking. And now let's see how we will be fitting the Alcubierre Drive. It's a tight fit, and I rotated like this. Ooh, a little bit more. Perfect. So I wanted to see how well it will fit. So I just wanted to put the tricoupler on, and then I wanted to put Alcubierre Drive in a separate stage from these two, because I wanted to understand how much oomph I have in these two, and it's 680 meters per second, which is very low, but still should be enough. Then some xenon, so that we could actually use the Alcubierre Drive, and it looks pretty... Oh! The nose is sticking out. I don't like that very much. Open close sounds good, but this drive sticking out is really not doing it for me. So let us see if we can find another nose cone or cockpit. And yes, this looks more like it. It's a dinky little ship, but I think I really wanted to build something that would be resembling the Dreamchaser, because that's the type of ship I have not yet built. I've built shuttles, I've built SSTOs, but I have not yet built something that would resemble the Dreamchaser. Okay, so let's see what else do we need. I'm just looking at the specification of the Alcubierre Drive. Okay, well, it's not too power hungry when it comes to the running costs, so let's put the 2 RTGs, which should hopefully then be enough for running it. Let's just move these tanks over to the back. Something along these lines. Perfect. And we can close the cargo bay. Yeah, very nice, very small, very dinky. Anyway, let's see if we can put a canard. How would that look? Not really cutting it. Okay, then let's see how it would look if we decided to put a small tail fin. Okay, well, that looks a little bit like the actual one. By the way, guys, there is a mod called the Dreamer, which was basically a Dreamchaser in KSP, but due to some legal issues it had to be renamed to the Dreamer, and at some point I believe the mod was abandoned. Please do correct me if I'm wrong. I would really like that mod. It looked awesome. It never got updated to 1.1.3 or 1.2 for that matter, sadly. Okay, trying to make the wings, and the wings should be very small but still visible. And on top of these wings we will be putting the all-moving wing. Okay, this is more like a lifting body than a wing, actually, so that's why I'm actually trying to make it as thick as possible but as short as possible. It resembles a lawn dart. Okay, so then we will be putting these, which are basically the winglets or Then let's expand the fin. Yeah, something along these lines. Yeah, see? Dreamchaser. As simple as that. Actually, it's not as simple as that, but I'm kind of hoping it would be. So, let's see. What else do we need? We need... Okay, center of mass, center of lift. Perfectly aligned. Wow. What do you know? Okay, then let's see what else we can put. Then we want to be controlling all three with this. I'll give it a little less control authority because I have a feeling if I touch it, it will go flippity flip. Do we have do we need even the control panel? They're all too big. I'd almost let it fly without it and see how it performs, you know, guys? Okay, so let's see, what else do we got? Air brakes, yes. We will need some air brakes, that's for sure. After all, it's an orbiter, so it needs to be able to return from orbit. Putting them in an action group, great. And then what? So far seems pretty stable. The moment the fuel is consumed, center mass thrust forward, which should keep the aircraft stable enough. Let's do a simulation. So let's put it in the 100 orbital, yeah, okay. 1000 actually. Then warp field, turn it around. And let's engage it. And yeah, we have went to the wrong side. Okay, got it. Let's kick it and bam, it works. Awesome. Okay, so as simple as it is, this drive works. Closing the cargo bay, so we need to test the rest. The Alcubierre Drive section does work. So let's put in the wheels. Front wheel. Okay, at 90 degrees, please. Yep, great. Then we will be putting the two rear wheels. Somewhere on the body, please. Here, and then angle them at the right angle. Can you please? No, not that one. Not that one. Yeah, that one. Oh, it's too narrow. I would really like it wider. Can we make it wider? The wheelbase, I mean, because it's high up and the wheels are too close. The moment you try to turn, it will go flippity flip. So let's recede this one in. And then let's drag these two a little bit further apart. First, sink them in. Second, drag them apart. Come on, we can do this. And it doesn't need to be... The wheels don't need to pivot, because this is not intended for... I guess for taking off. It's just designed for landing, so... Wheels can be as far back as, for all I care. It will make the craft even more stable, hopefully. So let's just drag them out. Somewhere along these lines should be doing fine, I guess. Okay. Slight correction in terms of angle. Yeah, right about there. Okay, great. That being said, the craft looks perfect. Let's do another test. We need to test it. How does it perform on re-entry and how does it perform on landing? So this time we're going to 100-kilometer orbit. And I want to be doing the deorbit. Come on. Kicking the engines. Valentina doing the simulation run. There we go. I think we can just safely fast forward until the time where we actually get to the orbit, or when we start hitting the atmosphere. Let's lighten up this a bit. I mean, it's too dark for my taste. Okay, and first we will be putting the craft at high angle, and then we will be seeing that it re-enters properly. $56, $55, $52, $50, slowly coming to the lower layers of the atmosphere. We are using the body of the craft to decelerate. Right now the most important part for me is to understand that the ship won't disassemble on the re-entry due to heating. That's the first test, and the second, that we can still control it once we are in flight. $40. Well, it certainly does decelerate quite efficiently. I'm assuming that having these air brakes at the end also helps. They should be providing quite a bit amount of drag, so yeah, which also helps to keep nose pointing upwards or forwards. Okay, coming over the Kerbal mountains. I don't know what this region is and I don't care. All I care is just to test the craft. So far, so good. Coming to the surface velocity of 1000 meters per second and slowly decelerating, which means we will be coming up to the speed of Mach 3 roughly. Soon enough. We are below the 900, which means we are no longer should be worried regarding the heating. And now it's just a matter of going supersonic. So far the craft feels really stable on descent. No major complaints here. Closing the air brakes. Yeah, I mean, so far the aircraft is flying like a dart. Oh, and I spoke too soon, obviously. For some reason it started to cartwheel. Okay, let's pull the air brakes. They should hopefully stabilize the craft enough. Okay. And then we should hopefully be able to pull out from dive. Okay, maybe not. Okay, once again, air brakes. The problem is that it seems that we're going in a flat spin. So yeah, we'll need to test a way to get rid of this, or at least safety land regardless of that spin. Okay, seems that we are regaining control over the aircraft. Then again, maybe not. We are plummeting towards Kerbal, so that's for sure. The positive side, we will be landing. How will that landing look like? That is a different issue. Come on, pull up. Okay, well, looking from the bright perspective, this is a simulation. Okay, and they survived. Even the simulation. Wow, I'm impressed. Well, you're the best. Okay. Let's see. Sweep attack. Stability derivatives. Well, they're not the best, I'll give you that. Red is usually bad. Green is good, and white is borderline. Is there anything else that we can display? Debug voxels. Okay. So some reverberation would be going through the craft, which is exactly what we have observed. And let's apply the real Kerbal solution fix. So first, let's put the all moving surfaces a little bit to the back. I think the addition of 2 more control surfaces might help a little bit. I'm not sure if it helped, but it might. And that's good enough in my book. So let's just cram these together, put them a little bit, not that thick. Something along these lines more or less. And then I'll be doing the duplication. Hold on. Okay. Somewhat here, somewhat here. Okay, much better. Also thin it down once again. These procedural generated control surfaces and wings are really handy. I really like playing with them. Okay, that should hopefully give us some extra control authority. Yeah, I guess that would be fine. Okay. I don't want them to impact yaw, just the pitch and roll, which they should. And we need a Kerbal fix for the stability issues that we were facing, so let me see. Definitely this time the craft should be even more stable than it was last time. I hope so, at least. I mean, aerodynamically it seems stable enough, but I have no idea what's going on through this vessel's head when he was cartwheeling happily all along. But okay, like we said, a very Kerbal solution. 2 parachutes, front and 2 at the back. Which means if push comes to shove, we hit the chutes and the whole aircraft or the orbiter lands like a brick. We have to keep a backup, you know. The ship is too valuable to be taken lightly, so yeah. Okay. Good. Seems good enough, which means we should be syncing the chutes and applying the same values to them, and let's put them in the abort section, so if we hit the abort, we deploy the chutes. I mean, it makes sense. Okay, and then let's just sync them in a little bit, because I don't want to be seeing them. You two fellas. Perfect. Love it. Okay, so time to continue the design, although we will be continuing it in the vehicle assembly building. Let's just see if we have our action groups correctly. Yeah, open the docking port, then these drives, and then we put the Alcubierre Drive to open and to activate. So yeah, after we have fixed all of the staging, well, not staging, but action groups, then we will go onwards to the rest of the stuff. So yeah. Life support oxygen. Now we need some life support supplies, because this one will be going pretty far from home. So we want our Kerbals to at least survive the trip there and back, hopefully. Saving. Great. Now, let's see, what else do we got? Yeah, time to go with it and put it in the VAB. So, first we need to load it from the spaceplane hangar. Okay, yep, Dreamer Mark 1. Let's close the landing gear. Perfect. And then it's a matter of attaching this bad boy. So, the interesting part when you save the vessel is that it no longer saves that bottom attachment point for some reason, and I have no idea why. So I decided to just put radial attachment port at the back and be none the wiser. So, yeah, basically. We just have to be accurate with the placement. Great, then we will sink you in a little bit. Oh, minor correction. Perfect. Now I would really like to sink it in a little bit. Yeah. Somewhere along these lines, and then we put the decoupler, and then we continue building the Dreamchaser rocket. Oh boy, let's see. Something along these lines. Then putting a big ass orange tank. Perfect. See, it already looks like a Dreamchaser. Okay, and where's my Rhino? Rhino, where are you, boy? Can't seem to be finding it, so I guess it should be somewhere more towards the front. There you are. Love the search function, it really helps out a great deal. Okay, thrust weight seems worrying a little bit. So let's see, with this one, not much better. But still, better, it's 157. And enough, we have enough delta V for that rocket, and let's just check the staging. I do want a little bit higher delta V in a rocket, because I want the rocket to shoot this boy outside of, well, Kerbal radius, so to say, so roughly 900 kilometers orbit. Let's put the fins at the bottom. Will this change? No. Our center of lift is still way in front of our center of mass because we have wings above there. We do need to make that one stable though. Okay, like that, but I still do want to be putting the more fins, or the bigger fins. Yeah, so let's put the procedural all-moving wing. Bigger base, just drag it a little bit downwards. Something along these lines. And then put like 4 of them. And there you go, stable rocket. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, we need to put some launch clamps. I like the ones that are retractable. They feel like, you know, given credibility for some reason. I have no idea why. Okay, so let's simulate the ascent. We have simulated the re-entry, we have simulated the Alcubierre Drive, let's simulate ascent. I'll tone down the brightness a bit because it seemed just wrong. Let's turn on the lights, and 3, 2, 1, and ignition. And launch. I also noticed, by the way, that my orientation is wrong. I would very much like to rotate this 90 degrees to the other side, yes. Perfect. Something along these lines, and then let's just angle ever so slightly to the east, and we do want to get shot up higher than 900 kilometers, but I don't know if we will be doing that on ascent directly. Maybe we will. It is sitting on top of a powerful rocket, I'll tell you that much. Okay, boosting for the apoapsis, but not trying to circularize per se, because I think it won't be necessary as long as we get shot up 900 kilometers or higher. In that case, we don't need to worry our heads about the circularization, I think. Okay, and our apoapsis is currently at 1.2, so let's detach the booster. Enable our own drives, which there are. It's an interesting moment for the Kerbal race, because this is the first time that we are actually testing the warp ship basically with the crew on board. Last time, if you remember, we were running in episode 15 the core probe that for some reason, sorry, in the episode 17, that just went bye-bye for some reason, and that was signal delay. It was actually remote tech guys that screwed me over. Okay, coming up to the apoapsis. Beautiful view. It's really a screenshot worthy view. Now, with that being said, let us test the rest of the craft. Oh yeah, Alcubierre Drive. And let's kick it a little bit. As you can see, it works like a charm. You can basically just point any place and just go, which is kind of cool. It really looks cool, but we have to figure out, okay, let's take Minmus as a target, for example. It is quite small and it has a very small, you know, well, not atmosphere, but gravity. So it's basically an ideal testing ground. Let's just point to Minmus and kick the engine a little bit. We are moving without moving, and there is Minmus. Okay, that's close enough. Then what else do we got? Well, no matter. Okay. I'm trying to look up how to actually, what would be the amount required to, circularize, but it's way, way more than this little ship can provide. Okay. Came much closer into 144 kilometer orbit. Okay. Yeah, thank you Kerbal Alarm Clock for reminding me that we should have a burn. And it should be a roughly total of, I don't know, 900-ish. So that sounds to me a little bit too much when it comes to the circularization on these small engines. But we will need to take that into account for the future designs. Now let's burn a little bit to get back to Kerbal. And coming ever so closer. Okay, so we are basically back where we started. Our failsafe has triggered and... Okay. Great. Now let's see what happens if we have a steeper re-entry. Currently we are going for high apoapsis to a periapsis of 40, so I don't think it will be very, very good re-entry. Let's point the aircraft or spaceplane orbit prograde, engage the brakes. Perfect. And guys, some explosions. As soon as we pass this experiment, I will wish you all thank you very much for watching, guys. Like if you like, leave a comment, and press the subscribe button. It helps me out a great deal. Well, this proved it. Thank you and bye.